What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz was interviewed, and his latest interview was simple. He was pretty much saying his keys of victory, but he had this to say. He said, I'm going to beat Anthony Joshua's ass along with Tyson Fury's also. So basically, he said he would whoop Tyson Fury's ass. And that's what he's coming to do June 1st, is to kick Anthony Joshua's ass. So I want to talk to you guys about what he had to say also concerning his strategy. Now, his strategy was simple. You know, we were looking at combinations because he has some beautiful combinations, some hard, crisp combinations. He's 6'2", he's a shorter fighter, you know, and I feel it's a challenge for Anthony Joshua. You know, if you take away the physicality, or put it this way, if Andy Ruiz was a ripped up, shredded Mexican, he would be a lot more marketable and people would look at this fight in a totally different way. That just goes to show you that looks can be deceiving, because this guy can fight, this guy can punch, and arguably this guy is still an undefeated fighter because he fought Joseph Parker to a 12th round in his backyard, as we all know. Or if you don't know now, you know now. And he lost a pretty controversial decision against Joseph Parker. I mean, they exchanged some punches, and I think the combinations belong to Andy Ruiz, but I don't think he threw enough of them, being that he was an outsider. But saying all that to say this guy can fight regardless of how he looks. He does look out of shape. Actually, in the interview, he didn't take his shirt off or nothing like that. You know, he was in regular clothes, but he did look like he was in like some form of shape, you know, and he's a lot faster than a lot of people give him credit for. I think he's faster than guys like Kalnaki, you know, because Kalnaki also is a good counterpuncher, a good combination puncher, a good fighter that comes forward like those two do, and they can box, okay? These guys aren't just not guys you pick off the street that you never heard of. Andy Ruiz been around for a few years. So, you know, and that Joseph Parker close loss gave everyone's attention. You know, he kind of fell under the radar for a while, but you can't overlook him. And I hope and I pray that Anthony Joshua does not, because he is focused 100% on Deontay Wilder. But you have to remember, he has to beat Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz is not coming to lose. And speaking of losing, Andy Ruiz also said that I have nothing to lose. I have everything to gain. So why not give it your all? One thing about fighting a guy that has nothing to lose, the pressure isn't on him. The pressure's on Joshua. So he can just go out there, make the best account of himself, and he does extremely well. You know, it's still going to raise eyebrows. And he really won't lose a fan if he goes out there and gives it all he has. Hey, he may be able to upset Anthony Joshua. Do you know why? Simply because a guy like Andy Ruiz, short like he is, will give someone tall like Anthony Joshua problems. Why do I say that? Who gave Anthony Joshua problems before? What was his last fight? His last fight was Pavectin. Pavectin was able to get under the guard because he was a shorter fighter and land uppercuts and left hooks on the outside of the guard, in between the guard, and penetrate the defenses of Anthony Joshua because of his size. So if Ruiz can emulate that, like Pavectin did, but more of it, and show that he's not scared, because I think Pavectin started respecting Joshua, and Joshua had to adapt. He had to adjust. He had to make the proper adjustments, you know, lower his jab, you know, so he'll know and pinpoint where that right hand or that left hook will land. You know, hell, this sounds like a fight study. Why not? But basically, that's what he had to do, and he's going to have to do the same thing against Ruiz. And Ruiz is throwing a lot of punches because he's not coming in there to be gun shy, because I'm figuring it. Andy Ruiz will try to go in there and right his wrong like he did against Parker. Make up for what he did, his mistakes, correct them in this fight, in a bigger fight, right? A fight with damn near all the belts are on the line. A life-changing fight. I'm happy for Andy Ruiz once again. But I think he can give people trouble. And he responded to Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury had something, some slick capping to say about Andy Ruiz. And he said, hey, I'll knock his ass out too. You know what I mean? So, I like his confidence, but then he's not cocky with it. He's just thankful and grateful to have this opportunity. Like any other fighter, like any of these cats should be happy or be privileged to take advantage of this opportunity, because for what I see, people are not doing it for whatever reason, right? But that's that on Andy Ruiz. You tell me what you think about his statements. I'll leave the interview below, as well as some pad work that he was working on to show this guy's combinations. You guys check it out. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.